So in today's video I want to talk about Wolfenstein Youngblood and Wolfenstein as a franchise overall. But first, Spartans, I'm not saying that the Wolfenstein as a whole sucks, because that is not true obviously. The franchise is hecking great and everything, but that there are certain tropes on the recent games that are being taken negatively by the community. I think that I'm not going to be the only one that thinks the same, but both Wolfenstein The New Order and Old Blood are arguably the best of the series, The New Order being my absolute favorite. What's your favorite? Leave it down below. But anyways, Wolfenstein Youngblood is coming out the 26th of July, so if this video can reach 10,000 likes, you will make my day. And if you do not like this video, BJ Blazkowicz will die on Wolfenstein 3, so your choice. Like or no like, I'll leave it to you. Wolfenstein has a pretty notable problem, and just to show it as an example, I'm pretty much going to showcase a first impression rating of the community when the game's trailers came out. This is for The New Order, Old Blood, The New Colossus, and of course Youngblood. And as you can see, most of the game trailers have a similar like to dislike ratio, for the exception of Wolfenstein Youngblood. That has a pretty notable difference than the other one. And let's be honest people, I'm not saying that Wolfenstein sucks so bad and that it should be cancelled. Of course not, my friend. But that Wolfenstein has an ongoing problem with the franchise, and it is destroying it very but very slowly. So, everything has been going downhill for Wolfenstein ever since The New Colossus came out back in 2017, and rightfully so. I need to be honest, in terms of gameplay mechanics, The New Colossus offers next to nothing new. There's no innovation, no new enemies. In fact, there are even less enemies than previous installments. But yes, I need to be honest, the combat is so fluid, and that's because it runs on the isnt 666 engine, which was a huge, but a very huge upgrade from the isnt 5 engine. That's why combat in Wolfenstein The New Colossus is so good. That is a-okay. Combat in New Colossus is effing awesome. But combat, it's not everything in a game, and more in a game like Wolfenstein where the story is the center part of the game, so yeah. Dialogue was cheesy all the way through the end, and the pace of the game, the pace of the story was kinda weird and all over the place. 1 minute you're having a tea party with your comrades, and the other you are blasting your way through the Reich with double machine guns. And I'm not bothered by that because it was awesome. But okay, I get it people. Wolfenstein is supposed to be an over-the-top shooter. I mean, it's Wolfenstein. Nowadays, when you hear the name of Wolfenstein, you think about a 2-meter-tall American ripping and tearing his way through the Reich with an axe. But that was when Wolfenstein was in possession of its software, which at the time didn't care that much about storytelling. I mean, come on dude. They even had Adolf on a mech machine. Talk about being realistic on that point in time. Yeah, it was the 80s, 90s, Terminator, Rambo, whatever. But this is a new age, an age where each single player video game needs to have a story. I mean, if a game like Doom has a campaign, then automatically every single player game needs to have a campaign. And Wolfenstein did just that. It adapted and created its own universe and a narrative, and it was going great for the first few games. Machine Games managed to introduce BJ Blazkowicz as the great badass and absolute unit he is, and they managed to create an outstanding gaming universe. But when New Colossus came out, it seems that they backtracked a little bit. It's like they are in between having a narrative in the game, but not caring about it at all. I'm not trying to bash the people that work so hard on the New Colossus, because that's not who I am. We all appreciate your efforts, but we cannot deny that the writing and pacing of the New Colossus was bad. Like, not that bad, but it was notably bad, and that its wokeness was at its peak, and that did show that it was at its peak, honestly. But we're not going to talk about that in this video because we are badass and love video games. Like, I know that some people play games because of the gameplay mechanics, because they like to have a casual experience. But for a franchise like Wolfenstein, there are no casual players, at least in the recent installments. If you buy Wolfenstein, you buy it because you want to invest yourself on the story. Wolfenstein is one of the true OGs in gaming, and I'm sure that it has millions upon millions of fans around the world. But what if we take the crazy over-the-top gameplay of Wolfenstein The New Colossus and just leave the story alone. I'll tell you what will happen. The game would get cancelled by Bethesda because of bad sales and poor reviews. Look, there are games that can have awful gameplay mechanics and still thrive because of its amazing storytelling. That's why games like Heavy Rain or maybe The Walking Dead from Telltale Games are so popular, because of their grandiose storytelling. But there are few games that can have amazing gameplay mechanics but a pretty bad story and still thrive. And look, as I said before, I'm not saying that Wolfenstein sucks or anything, but these are problems that need to be solved ASAP within the development team. And that's it. I'm done talking about the new Colossus, and to summarize the state that the new Colossus got itself into, this is the best review I found on Steam. In short, the gunplay is satisfying, the game looks good and runs well, other than a few crashes here and there. Dual wielding system is tedious to deal with, the stealth system doesn't have anything new, most levels are fairly unmemorable and or tiny, the story doesn't know what tone it wants to go for, has pacing issues, which makes me not care about it at all. Story and writing on games is everything, literally. That's why we play games. Take away the casual experience. When I play a game that has a story, I want to invest myself on that story. That's why I enjoyed God of War 4 so much. That's why I enjoyed Halo CE, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4, ODST, Halo Reach, Halo 5, the Gears of War franchise, and that is why Destiny sucked so much, because the story was nothing, but that's for another video. But well, regarding Wolfenstein Youngblood, a game that hasn't even come out yet, and that's why this video is going to be separated into parts. All we got about the game is a trailer, showcasing the story and a little bit of gameplay. And okay, right off the bat, we know that this is a spin-off. Blazkowicz is missing and his two daughters, Sophie and Jessie, are trying to find him. I'm not gonna go all, oh my god, this game is so woke because it only has chicks on the gameplay. Boo, shut up, man. As I said, we do not care about that because we are badass. With that being said, I still have a problem with this game that still hasn't even come out yet. I play Wolfenstein because of the story. The over-the-top crazy gameplay is second for me. Like, it's really important and it's really great, but it's second for me. I want to know about Blazkowicz. I want to know if this is going to be connected somewhat to the Doom universe. I want to know about Max Haas! The story about this game has me curious 24/7. That is obviously an exaggeration. But I do not know, man. They are supposed to be the daughters of BJ Blazkowicz, a badass soldier, genius in combat, and an absolute unit. Like, they have the best genes on their body and they act like 5-year-olds, and they are supposed to be like 19. They just act retarded and really unlikable to my liking. They are supposed to be the Terror Twins, but the only reason why they are so badass is because they have the Jadjikut power armor, which basically grants them one man or woman, in this case, army powers. And look, I have no problem whatsoever with women in power armor, or using guns, or doing badass things. I love women like that. They look super ultra mega cool, and I know that it was hinted in the past that Anya was going to have twin daughters, so it's not a bad wokeness writing or anything. The problem is writing their characters like two girls that weren't educated in the slightest, and that are trying to prove to us, the viewers and the gamers, that they are the real deal, that they are super cool and super edgy and super strong, and that they can do everything they want. And when you try to prove who you are, and pretty much try hard at it, you become unlikable and pretentious. And that is exactly what happened with the Terror Twins. They even barely have 2 minutes of screen time in the trailer and they already became unlikable. And I know that I'm not the only one that thinks like that. Wolfenstein doesn't have an innovation problem. Yeah, they might be a little bit lazy and reuse a lot of things from previous games, but they still rock so much. The gameplay mechanics are so over the top, the combat mechanics are so goddamn good, the weapon handling, the weapons have a real kick to it. I love the design of the weapons, I love the what, the apocalypse, I do not know how to say it in English. Like, I like the game a lot, like the universe is so cool, the enemies, the NPCs, the vehicles, the weapons, the attachments, everything is so cool in Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein has always been cool in that note. What Wolfenstein has is a writing problem. The pace is all over the place, it doesn't even have an idea of what tone does it want its story to have. Dialogues and one-liners are weird, out of place and cringy, and I don't know, I love the franchise and I know that it has a great future for Wolfenstein 3, but these types of problems are what is keeping Wolfenstein from being a huge hit in this recent era of video games. But okay, Spartans, that's all I had to say for today's video. Please let me know what you think about this video topic. Leave a like if you didn't, leave a dislike if you didn't. As always, I always appreciate your support and feedback. Do not forget to follow me on my social media, Twitter, Twitch, Discord, the Patreon, and whatever. And so, okay, Spartans, that is all for today. If you guys like the video, slap a like on it. I would really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye, take care, and I love you very, very much. Thank you for watching, Spartans. I really do appreciate it. Bye bye.